Hello guys, welcome to another video. I hope the sound is better this time. I wanted to show you my new Rolex Datejust. I just got it earlier this week, and the cool thing about this particular one is that it's a birth year watch. So for me that's 1979, and it was like the perfect storm. I found a watch that had all the features I wanted. It was the right year, it was a silver dial, it was a Jubilee bracelet, and the dial is in extremely nice condition. The watch did not come with box or papers, but I bought it from a very nice dealer on the west coast called tropicalwatch.com. They specialize in vintage, especially Rolex, and I felt confident that I was getting a good deal here. The watch is absolutely amazing, and I totally love it, and I'm not sure if I should ever buy another watch. But of course, as we know, we are all going to buy lots and lots of more watches in our lifetimes. That's kind of what keeps the hobby fun and exciting and fresh. You can't just say, I have these 5 or 6 or 50 watches and I'm happy. You're never going to be happy. You're always going to buy something new or sell it and upgrade and change your taste. So that kind of what makes it fun and makes us keeps us invested in the hobby. So the real point of this video is I wanted to compare the size of this watch to watches that you may have or that you may know and have tried on, because a lot of times when you're online you cannot possibly get a real idea of how the watch wears on you. A lot of the videos I've seen online, it's difficult to get a real feel for how the watch compares to other watches, because there could be camera distortion, distance from the camera, lighting, angles, and it's not always easy to determine if the watch will look good on you, even if it looks good on the person who is reviewing it or discussing the specifications of the watch. So hopefully I can change that a little bit by comparing this watch with some of the more modern pieces that I have, and maybe that will help you determine if this is something that you could add to your collection at some point. First off, let me show it on my wrist. My wrist is 6.75 inches or 17 centimeters in circumference, and on me it is awesome. I would say if you have a wrist that's 6 inches to about 7.5 inches, this watch will look great on you. If you are someone with really large wrists, like 8 or above, it might look a bit too small for your taste, but it's all a matter of taste. You could easily wear it as well. So let me compare it to a watch that a lot of people know, which is the Rolex Submariner, which is this is the new model that just came out in 2020. The 41 millimeter, or it's actually 40.5 millimeter watch. From what I have read online, the dial on the Datejust is actually the same size as the dial on the Submariner. So visually, the Submariner will look larger than its dimensions compared to the Submariner, because the Submariner, being a diver, has the bezel and of course the chunkier case to add that wrist real estate on your wrist. But to your eyes, the watches are not that far apart because of the ratio of dial to bezel on the Datejust compared to the Submariner. If you want to quickly see what the Submariner looks on my, again, 6.75 inch wrist. There you go. Great size. Yeah. Another watch that I really love and a lot of people know about, of course, is the Speedmaster Professional. And a lot of people out there might have the Datejust and want a Speedmaster, or they might have a Speedmaster and they want to add the Datejust. So this could give you a little bit of an idea of the size difference of the dials, how they look exactly next to each other. The Speedmaster is 42 millimeters, but the case is actually only 40 millimeters if you deduct the 2 millimeters for the very big crown guards that the watch has. So it's really more like a 40 on your wrist. Okay, let's try another Omega. This is the Seamaster Professional, 42 millimeters, but it's a bigger case than on the Speedmaster. It also has some nice crown guards there, protrude a little bit, but let's try that on wrist too. Now this is going to be the limit of what I am comfortable with really anymore. 42 is good. Lug to lug is about 50, so that's about as much as I can handle. But a really excellent piece. Just as nice as the Rolex, definitely. Again here, the dial sizes are maybe a little bit big on the Seamaster, but not crazy. You're not gonna think if you fit the Seamaster, if it's like pretty much at the limit for you, I think the Datejust will look really good on you, definitely. Okay, let's try it against a smaller watch. This is the Christopher Ward Sealander, 39 millimeters. But what makes it look a lot bigger is that the dial on the Sealander is really big compared to the size of the case. So in my opinion, the Sealander wears more like a 40 or a 41 due to the large dial size. So you can see that visually it has a bigger impact than the Datejust because of the large dial. So let's try that one on wrist. Excellent watch, very good quality. More of a modern interpretation. This is more like the modern Explorers, you know, the 39 or now the 40 that just came out. Good everyday watch. And now another one here is the Casio Oceanus, 39.5 millimeters. Titanium, very nice watch. Let's try that on wrist. Let's try another one here. This is a affordable classic, the Casio F91. This watch is, of course, is only 34 millimeters, so even smaller than the Rolex. But it's actually not that bad on wrist. Yeah, it's small, but you know, it's cool. Retro. So if you have this watch or you want to test it out, it's about $10 on Amazon or so. Try it out, and then the Datejust will be a little bit larger than that. And then finally, let's compare it to the Apple Watch, which is 40 millimeters. So it's very similar to the Apple Watch. And yes, an Apple Watch is also a watch, even though it's really more like a computer. But the sizes are very, very comparable actually. So if you wear an Apple Watch 40 millimeters and that looks really good on you, the Datejust will look great on you too. So finally, just some thoughts about the Rolex. I'm really happy I bought it. The condition is really good for the age. It barely has any wear. polishing was probably done, but very sharp corners. They didn't take away case material. They did a good job. The dial is very, very good condition. There's some patina on the hands and the dial markers. It's like sort of a pumpkin patina happening. But being 43 years old, I think you can't really ask for more. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you found the video useful. Please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. Thanks for checking out the video, and I hope you see you in the next one.